Imagine standing in front of a time machine. With one press of a button, a faint noise surrounds you, and suddenly the world begins to twist. You open your eyes again, only to find yourself in the same street you walk every day, but now, time has shifted 100 years back. At that moment you feel a strange mix of awe and fear. The world looks familiar, yet the details are completely different. The air smells unusual, the scent of coal smoke instead of car exhaust. Buildings look older, with wooden and stone facades, shop signs written in old fonts, and people dressed in clothes that don't resemble anything we wear today. If you look at your phone, you'll find no signal, not even electricity on the street. Lights come from old lamps or candles, and people speak with accents and words that may sound difficult to understand at first. There's undeniable magic in that moment. You feel like the hero of a movie, but at the same time, danger is real. You're an outsider in a time that isn't yours. You have no ID, no money that works here, and no one to help you. You have to think quickly. Will you blend in or avoid all interaction? And this opens up a bigger question. If you interfere in even a small event, could your actions change the entire course of history? The first thing to remember is that every small act in the past can have huge consequences in the future, what scientists call the butterfly effect. Something as simple as speaking a word to someone, picking up an object, or taking a different street could spark a chain of events that alters many lives. Imagine preventing a small accident from happening. Maybe that changes your family line, and without it, you might not even exist today. That leads to the famous grandfather paradox. If you change something that stopped your grandfather from being born, how could you exist to change it in the first place? Beyond the philosophical side, there are practical problems. How will you survive there? The language is different, the social rules are stricter, even the clothes and old-fashioned technology will make you stand out. If you try to blend in, you'll need proper clothes, old currency, and knowledge of the laws of the time, but even then, being discovered could put you in real danger. At the same time, you'd notice fascinating details. How people live their daily lives, how children play, the songs they sing, the ads that attract their attention. Every detail tells you a story about a mindset from another era. It gives you a rare chance to learn and to experience history from the inside, not just from books. You'd see the joy, the struggles, and the injustices of the time, the human side that history books often leave out. But before rushing to change history, remember, this is no game. Time travel raises serious moral questions and real risks. If you remain just an observer, you can learn and reflect, then return safely. But if you interfere, you must be prepared to live with the consequences, whether they lead to progress or disaster. Imagine that after arriving in the past, you start moving among people. Every step is calculated, and every word you say could become a time bomb. You're no longer just a visitor. You're an active force that could change the destiny of entire generations. The first challenge you'll face is language and communication. Even if people speak your language, the words will sound different and the meanings unfamiliar. A single simple word could cause a misunderstanding, and that misunderstanding could flip your life, or someone else's, upside down. The second challenge is laws and justice. Rules back then were nothing like today, and punishments were far harsher. A small mistake could lead to prison, or even worse. People weren't forgiving, and just the word stranger was enough to make them suspicious of you. Then there's technology, or the lack of it. Your entire life is built on having a phone, the internet, electricity, and transport. In the past, none of that exists. Even something as simple as a quick coffee or switching on a light won't be possible. This means you'll have to adapt quickly, and learn to live without the comforts you once took for granted. But at the same time, being there reveals incredible opportunities. Imagine witnessing a groundbreaking invention at its very beginning, or meeting a historic figure before they became famous. You wouldn't just be living history, you'd be watching the future being made. Yet, the big question remains, does your mere presence change anything? And will you be able to return to your original time as easily as you came? Or could time itself trap you forever in the past? Imagine this. After settling a bit in the past, you start discovering opportunities you never even thought about. For example, you could be the first to know about a groundbreaking invention before the world even hears of it, like electricity, printing, or even the airplane. At that moment, you'd have two choices: either help and take part in developing this invention and become a part of history, or use your future knowledge to take the credit for yourself. And there are even bigger surprises. Imagine meeting a great figure like Napoleon, Ibn Sina, or even an inventor like Thomas Edison before their fame spread across the world. Would you try to advise them and guide them, or let events unfold in their natural path? But the most dangerous surprise is that you could make a very tiny change. A word, a decision, or even helping a simple person. And that change could flip the future upside down. A small action from you could prevent a war, or cause one. It could make a country collapse or lead a civilization to rise. What once felt like just an adventure suddenly turns into a dangerous game, a game full of choices, and every choice has a price. At first, the idea of traveling to the past seems exciting and full of adventure, but the truth is far more dangerous. Imagine that the moment you say a single word, or help an ordinary person, you're opening up a chain of changes that could threaten your very existence in the future. You might meet a younger version of your grandparents, and if you do something that changes their life path, even in a small way, you yourself could disappear. Time doesn't work with logic. Every tiny mistake is like a stone a child throws into a calm lake. Small ripples that spread, grow, and reach places completely beyond your control. And also, knowing the future doesn't mean you can control it. You might find yourself trapped in hard choices. Should you save someone and change history, or let them face their destiny no matter how painful it is? What's even scarier is that time itself might reject your presence. The more you interfere in the past, the more strange events start to happen. Doors suddenly closing, weird coincidences pushing you away from interfering, as if the whole universe is telling you, you don't belong here. In the end, time travel isn't just an exciting adventure like we see in the movies. It's a massive responsibility, a heavy burden on anyone who dares to attempt it. Because the past isn't just old pictures or memories, it's the foundation of everything that exists today. Even the smallest touch could completely change our present and our future. Imagine going back in time to prevent a war, save someone you love, or even alter a simple decision made hundreds of years ago. At first it might feel like a great achievement, but who can guarantee the outcome won't be catastrophic? Stopping one war could create an even bigger one, and saving a single person might trigger a chain of events that brings suffering to millions. It's not just about you, it's about humanity as a whole. Time is fragile, complex, and any interference could threaten the balance the universe relies on. That's why the idea of controlling or changing the past feels more like fantasy than reality. In the end, maybe the true wisdom isn't to travel to the past but to learn from it. The past exists to teach us lessons, to remind us where we came from, and to help us avoid mistakes that could destroy our future. Maybe that's the real time travel. Opening our eyes, living in the present, and building a better future, without playing with the fire called time.